Howdy folks, today we're playing Narset Tokens in March of the Machine, the Aftermath Standard, and Narset Tokens is a new archetype built around a new card from March of the Machine, the Aftermath. Narset Enlightened Exile. It's 1 in Jeskai, 4 mana, total 3/4. Creatures you control have prowess. Just that line alone makes it really good with tokens because, well, if you have a bunch of tokens from, say, Wedding Announcement, or you have some Fable tokens, or Invasion of New Phyrexia tokens, or card we're playing in this deck from March of the Machines, Rouse Reinforcements tokens just laying about. Giving them prowess is a really good way to kill your opponent. So the prowess is pretty cool. And you also get another set of text on Narset Enlightened Exile. It says, whenever Narset Enlightened Exile attacks, exile target non-creature, non-land card with mana value less than Narset's power from your graveyard, from a graveyard, not your graveyard, a graveyard, and copy it. You may cast a copy without paying its mana cost. So if you don't cast any spells, you just attack with Narset, you can get back a 2-drop or less. So in our deck, you can get back Invasion of Gopakhan or Rouse Reinforcements or Fading Hope, but cast one spell, one measly spell, and now you can get back a Wedding Announcement. You can get back a Fable the Mirrorbearer that may have been killed, or a Fable, or Wedding Announcement may have been killed. Pretty good value there. And if you get 2 triggers onto it, you can get back a Meeting of the Minds. Pretty cool stuff. Not too bad, since this gives itself prowess essentially as well. So you can get pretty big board states open up here. And other than that, this is basically just a retrofitted Jeskai version of the blue-white tokens deck I played not too long ago. That deck leaned more into the counterspell aspect with Protective Negotiators, and it was more flash. It had a more flash-oriented game plan with Resolute Reinforcements. But Rouse Reinforcements, I think, is a card you want to play in this deck, since you have the Narset Enlightened Exile, basically because, well, you can copy it from the graveyard to get the extra value, and we can't do that with Resolute Reinforcements, and it's a non-creature spell, so it also works well with your Monastery Mentor, which creates a bunch of creatures that also instantly have prowess as well, with everything other than these 2 creatures being non-creature spells. You get a bunch of prowess triggers going on, so pretty cool stuff going on with this deck. I'm can't tell you that I'm in love with this build. I've tried several different builds. This is the build I decided to show off for the video here, but I'm not in love certainly with any of the builds I've made. I think there are some cool ways you could build this. You could go a little bit bigger with Narset Enlightened Exile, but I'm still working on that perfect build. So you might see this deck again in the future once I kind of iron out some more of those kinks. But hopefully y'all enjoy the deck for now and it in its current glory. So all right, check it out. With me on the ladder. Okay, I'm going first. Pretty slow hand, but like I said, I am going first. See what my opponent's up to. Potentially some blue nonsense. Otawara. Why would you lead on Otawara? You wanted to keep up blue mana for some reason? Not sure. Alright, mentor time. See if they just kill it right off the top. They have a removal spell for it. Imagine they'll use it. It can't be a lay down arms because they're not really running a bunch of planes. Interesting. Is this a Wrath deck? I'm about to find out. Disruption Protocol. Okay. Unfortunately, we're just attacking with a mentor here, but don't really have a lot going on in our hands. See if they have a way to kill a mentor. A board wipe. See what they have. They just have a 4-mana creature will bounce. I'm not really sure what creature that would be, but it's possible. Such a creature exists. It's probably just a kill spell here, though. Disruption Protocol, though. It's an Artifact Matters deck. Okay. That was a solid draw. I'll go with this. Give my guy prowess. And let's see if they have a Wandering Emperor. Wandering Emperor check real quick. I'll Fading Hope my Monastery Mentor if they do. Yep.
Run away. You'll be safer.
Bounce this back. Get a little bit of creatures on the yard. I'll take a Fable, sure thing. Disruption Protocol is probably just a hard counterspell control deck. Probably has some Wraths in it. I don't have Spell Pierce though. If we draw Spell Pierce, maybe we can find a way to not really fight the Wrath. But they do minus though, so that indicates maybe they don't exactly have the Wrath right now. All right, Mentor first. So they know I cast this first, though, so they might think it's a bait spell. Don't really seem like they care, though. Okay, that does resolve. And they can't crew up here. So I'm free to swing in. They want to trade, that's fine. Probably kind of the best they're going to do here. And the more I play Narset, the more I kind of think it's pretty good with Bitter Reunion, even though it doesn't seem that, you know, it's like okay, but like, yeah, that was very unfortunate. They did just have the Hard Wrath. The Hard Wrath to the test, though, with 4 2/2s. I like that. But yeah, the more I play with the Narset here, and just so like Narset and any spell next turn lets us present lethal again, so maybe that's some like I'm not sure. But the more I play with Narset, the more I think Bitter Reunion is really good because you can discard a card like a instant or sorcery, put it in the yard to get back with Narset. But you can also give the Narset haste, so on turn 5 you can play the Narset and then come on, you can play the Narset and then go on from there. All right, Narset time. Nuke the graveyard, which very unfortunate for us. Yeah, just kind of a tough matchup. Opponent's been able to control what we have. This is a deck that I think we would have pretty easily dispatched with our... And we'll draw a card here. We'd have pretty easily dispatched with our last build of the deck. Just counter our opponent out of the game with, you know, get some early pressure. But this deck, not really built around that portion. But yeah, I guess we'll just... Wedding announcement a couple times. They have Disruption Protocol. They could tap something here. We have a second wedding announcement. Okay, that's the third Disruption Protocol, I believe. And luckily for our opponent, we just have round 2 coming around the corner. Opponent probably only has Wandering Emperor as a way to gain life. Has to pay a life for every double white spell they play. Yeah, this flips this, that's fine. They're gonna try to end the game. Yep, go for it. It's a Kenzen. Alright, attack my opponent. I don't think we're flipping this invasion anytime soon. The Wandering Emperor here. Yeah, that's bad news, but at least we know they're not killing my Narset with it right now. And if they Wrath now, it's not as good. We can place for 3 next turn, and if we have any 3 mana spell, we can get Prowess, get our wedding announcement back. So hopefully we can draw, yeah, 3 mana spell here. Any or less, anything, as long as our Narset lives, we'd be pretty happy with that, I think. Another Bank Buster, sure thing. Another Samurai, yep. Didn't quite draw what we need, so I guess we're just gonna pass. Flip the wedding announcement. We have a Kenzen our opponent might not be expecting. Bad news for us is that opponent can just draw oodles and oodles of cards. A lot in the way of blockers. We're going to need a lot to go right this next turn for us to win this game, but it's possible still. They have a farewell that we could maybe cast if we get this to a 7 somehow. And see how that really benefits us, but you know, it's there. Removal spell for Narset here is probably the end of the game. Yeah, we 100% need to draw a spell to make ourselves relevant at all. Probably keeping this up to block, potentially. They do have the treasure for double white, so they attack with this 4/4. I don't think I'm going to block, so they just get blown up by another Wandering Emperor. First strike, sure thing. You want to attack with it. Yeah, that's fine. Definitely fine with the attack. That would kill our Narset. Feed Shark, sure thing. Alright, Jeskai Tokens. I need something to give prowess here. That was a solid draw, okay. Give everybody a little bit of prowess. Attack with everybody at our opponent. Alright. What I like to cast is Rouse Reinforcement or the Wedding Announcement. Wedding Announcement lets me draw. Oh, the Wedding Announcement. Just a more powerful card. Lets me draw. Gives everything prowess again. And we've put up quite the attacking force here. Bankbuster just trades at best. They're gonna have to do some chump blocking. They're gonna be able to trade with this Narset, but you know, it's kind of the price of doing business here. Ooh, the Iganjo too. Okay, sure thing. And they're gonna trade here. The Seed Shark in front. Alright, this to me looks like the move of somebody who is basically gonna farewell this board. If they play anything first, we can maybe tag it with a Spell Pierce. But there's a Wedding Announcement going off in the background. We have options. They want to attack with a 5/5. I'm not probably blocking. Just need to get one creature through. So basically, if they attack with this 5/5, it means one of two things. Either A, they're dead, and they're just attacking, hoping we block.
Until next time, game.
Or B, they're going to Wrath. So now if they attack with a 5/5, we're pretty sure that they... Yeah, so using it to block. We want to trade a Samurai on our own turns here. They play a Wandering Emperor here. Is it better for them to do it when we block or when we attack here? Probably better to do it so we know about it heads up. Gives us more options for the Spell Pierce. It's a new one. Because it's going on the bottom. That's certainly a new one, though. You don't see that every day. Okay, Invasion of Gobakhan. Let's see what's up. Show me what you got. Mirix. None of my creatures living through combat, so we're just gonna pass, make a new one. Yep, they'll make their little 1/1, that's fine. My Wedding Announcements will get through eventually. Do have a Spell Pierce, is probably never gonna tag anything. What could we draw? Meeting of the Minds is a solid one. Maybe I should have kept that wedding announcement. No. Is wedding announcement better than invasion there? Probably. Invasion's not doing a whole lot right now. But a wedding announcement is probably better than a random card. Maybe I should have kept it on top. Still being in this game is pretty cool though. Alright. What happens if I don't block? 1, 9, 11. Yeah, I got a block, so okay. Put a worse creature in front of this. Sure thing. Find a way to kill them this turn. Fading Hope. Okay, well, we'll try this. Sure. Time to attack. You got Wandering Emperor for me. Got Spell Pierce. Probably not enough, though. To channel. Yeah, this Moon Snare prototype really got us, and our opponent down to 1. We can draw this Meeting of the Minds. It's not really gonna do much, though. Should we hit 2 lands and couldn't quite get there? Wow, we put him down to 1 a couple of times, but couldn't quite finish him off. GG's. Alrighty, going first. No red mana. Not an ideal hand, but we'll run it. See what we hit. This Fading Hope to delay my opponent if they're really coming out of the gates fast. Swamp and pass. I would love to hit land next turn. Would not be good to just invasion and do nothing. Okay. Life of Toshiro Mizawa, that's fine. Guess we're just gonna invasion, do nothing though. Sheldred's Edict, ho hum. Over the throat, not too worried about that. Take the Archfiend or the Corrupt? Go Archfiend, I guess. Make it cost 6. See what they hit. Maybe it'll help us stall out long enough to do something productive. Maybe hit a untapped red Swords for this Fable. Exactly, let's go. Fable, better than the wedding announcement here because I think we want to get rid of one of these Narsets. I know one's gonna die to the Go for the Throat, and probably the other to the Sheldred's Edict, so probably just want to go for the tokens plan. Maybe even get rid of them both, honestly. Who knows? Is my 2/2 going away? Probably is going to be the case. Flesh Gorger. So no, 2/2 not going away. I think probably still need to get rid of both of these though. Because I don't think Fading Hope's going to be that good. Okay. Yeah, I can be convinced. Alrighty, second Fable coming in. Did not hit the lands I was looking for. So really looking forward to playing Wedding Announcement and keeping up Spell Pierce, but that's not in the cards, unfortunately. Another land, sure. Bank Buster. Fantastic draw from my opponents. Now they can either just kill things or sit back and draw. Can't double block, they'll blow us out with this Go for the Throat. Storm Carved Coast. Okay, what? I'm just trying to envision how this game is going to go. How good will this Rouse reinforcement be long term? I'm not sure. I don't think it'll be that good long term. And because of that, I think I need to get rid of it. I want to get rid of anything else. How? Oh, this Narset. Am I ever going to get any value out of a Narset? I just don't think so. Just go for the throat staring back at me. Goose wedding announcements. Pile those up. Probably the way to go. Try to fight on the card advantage. Card advantage access to my opponent. Their Bank Buster are powerful enchantments. Pass a turn. Could have used that to kill my reflection. Sure thing, go for the throat, coming in. And they're gonna pass on the attacks this time. Sure, sure. I'll flip another Fable, but they're going to Shelter's Edict it this time, probably. Just fine. I think they're just planning Shelter's Edict and Bank Busting this turn, and potentially Corrupting next turn, or casting this Archfiend. And I think I need to keep this Spell Pierce up in case they do decide to Corrupt next turn. What are the odds they Corrupt versus Archfiend the next turn? I think it's probably likely that they do Corrupt. So Archfiend's looking good here too. The Archfiend is Invasion of New Phyrexia even better than playing the Wedding Announcement though, or is just Wedding Announcement better in general? I think just getting these Wedding Announcements out of my hand and onto the battlefield is just better in general. I think we're pretty much dead here, though. If our opponent plays correctly, they're going to kill a reflection end of turn, draw again. And if they play the Archfiend instead of the Corrupt, which I think is definitely the right play, I think we're dead. But I would play the Archfiend because it's a source of repeatable damage first. You finish us off with the Corrupt. That's what I would do, but we'll see what our opponent decides is better. And obviously, if we just have the Spell Pierce up, one red or blue mana up, Spell Pierce is the biggest blowout. And the one thing I think that gets me back into this game, trading my 1 mana spell for their 6 mana spell. So I think, all things considered, if they just cast the Archfiend next turn, we're basically dead. But yeah, we could always draw Fading Hope. They did not use the Shelter's Edict. And they do cast the Corrupt, which allows me to Spell Pierce it. So I think that might be the mistake we need to get back into this. It might be just what we needed. See what happens now. This reflection can copy something, but it's not like the end of the world or anything. We can attack everybody at the invasion. That's something. Obviously, still casts a Shelter's Edict with the memory, causes them to tap it. So they're considering doing that now. We've already shown them that we discarded 2 of these Narsets. They could be scared of us resolving an even better creature, like perhaps a Narset. Funny enough, if they had used the Corrupt to cast the memory to cast the Corrupt, we would not have been able to counter it. So that's very important that they played it how they did. They could just be roping us too, because we had the perfect spell pierce for the corrupt, but they could have played through it, the memory and all that. They honestly probably was just the right play to tap the memory anyway, because they would be able to use the Bank Buster to draw. I think opponent has just, I think they realized they've made a series of errors in that turn that probably was our only way back in the game. But not sure if this is exactly the rope or what we're receiving here, but kind of feels like it is. But either way, I feel like we played to our outs. Just never feels that great when your opponent kind of stumbles through a game and you're the benefactor there, because it feels like you deck kind of got a gift, so to speak, in the win-loss column. All right, I'm gonna do Invasion of Gobakhan and Wedding Announcement again, which I think we'll do. I probably should have cast the Invasion first, that way I could see if I wanted to Reflection something, but I'm kind of expecting my opponent to just like run out of timer again and concede here, just based on the Corrupt and Dispel Pierce Embarrassment. But I don't know, just certainly a weird game. Obviously, we had the several Reflections, several Wedding Announcements. We had powerful cards. Discarded 2 Narsets. Never got to do that, but really tried to play around our opponent's Scope of the Throat and Shoulder's Edict, and that's what the Invasion of Gobakhan affords you, the ability to play around all of the cards your opponent brings and kind of shape your game plan. You know what's going on in their hand. You can shape what you have going on against what they probably are going to plan for you. And yeah, GG's. That's a solid win. I mean, opponent didn't play ideally, but we won still. GG's. So we have turn 2 Invasion on the draw. Invasion of Gobakhan, that is, and a Wedding Announcement into Narset. I think that's keepable, I think. Mono red, that's gonna make the assignment tougher. Anything we can do about mono red? Don't really have life gain. Phoenix Chick, sure thing. Ancestral Anger, we got Play with Fire, okay. Opponent is achieving their mono red goals right now. What are they going to do here with the Play with Fire? Scry to the top, okay. All right, Invasion of Gobakhan coming in. It's a game we'd really like to have been on the play for. Got this Raizu back. That was probably a land that they topped. Yep, indeed it was. And, face up is the Strangle. We got a Wedding Announcement here. Any land lets them Sekenzen. So they found a different spell to play. So this is this another Raizu? What would this be? What would they have not cast? It has to be another Raizu. Has to be a 4-mana spell or a greater. They would have cast basically anything else there. If it was a land, I think they would have played the land, kept the Sekenzen in hand for next turn. Could just played it incorrectly. I'm reading Raizu. Might make a couple blockers. Blazing Crescendo, I think you even cast there. Yeah, I'm not sure what it was. Belden comes in too, okay. Mountain, Play with Fire. Plays with Fire my 2/2 or my... Okay, my face, sure. If they top this and play a land, that means that's a land. Do they play a land here? No. So that could be anything. Worth playing another Invasion. Do I need to get the Narset down? I need to get the Narset down. Did the Fairy gain life? No. So So I guess I'm just gonna kill my opponent? Yeah. Might want another blocker back just in case. Definitely wanted to make the extra blocker so that way I could potentially kill my opponent next turn with the prowess. Squeed, I top to squeed, not looking great here. Okay. Let's go to my turn. Meeting of the Minds, huh? I have a play with fire I can use on the Phoenix check. What is that last card in hand? So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 right now. 2 prowess triggers puts my opponent at lethal. 1 play with fire here means they have to block. So sure, I guess I'm going to make a couple knights with vigilance. Yeah. Everybody's coming in. Play with fire time. Get to get the squee. Prowess for everybody again. One more something here could help us meeting in the Minds, but it's not gonna be the case. Our opponent does block. Opponent down to 5. What is it they have left? Land. Bloodthirsty Adversary, but just 1 play with fire left. Gonna put me down to 3. Phoenix Chick's down to 2. But we have a lot of creatures coming on the crackback. And GG's, wow. That's impressive. Taking down mono red. GG's. On the play with 2 wedding announcements. Let's try it. Let's try it. Xander's Lounge gamer over there. Okay. That's the turn. What'd you like to do, opponent? Grixis. Straight up Grixis. What would you like to say to my Fable? I think whatever we're playing gets countered. If it doesn't, I think Fable's a highest upside, though. Harvester, okay. Play land here. Doesn't not look like that's gonna be the case. Announcement, though. And make disappear there instead of a removal spell is pretty good for them. Invasion of Tarkir is just okay, though. Attack in, but I have maybe a couple of wedding announcement tokens next turn. The other make disappear, I'll spell pierce back. Okay, nope. That's a turn. And I'm fine with this double block here. Who wants to use double removal on my 1/1s? I mean, whatever. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Not gonna counter that. If I can bait them to using another removal spell here, so Ken's in. Okay. Pretty good. They're gonna send everybody, though. Yep, sure thing, they are going to. Thundermaw. Alright, Let's bounce it. Take another land. Pass a turn. Auto Tapper got us here. Okay, that's down. Counter that. Unfortunately, cannot use this Meeting of the Minds this turn. Not bad though. Now we can use Meeting of the Minds. Just two. It looks suspicious, but it's not too suspicious considering we have the wedding announcement, and we could look like we could just be trying to draw here. But really, we're trying to use this Meeting of the Minds, which maybe our opponent doesn't know. Can't invoke Disparis this turn. It could Gix's command, but only kills one of our creatures. Get back their Harvester and... Alright. Try to convoke here. They want to counter this. So be it. Okay, it doesn't look like they want to. Alright, let's jam. Don't think we need to waste time trying to kill this invasion. Just attack my opponent, simply put. Put a wedding announcement in. Pass a turn. Draw a card. Only way they can stop me here is with some sort of big spell. That's why we kept the Spell Pierce up. Don't know if it was going to matter anyway, but alrighty. GG's. Another big victory already. Let's hit the wrap up. Alrighty, and I'm back. And there's definitely something here with this Narset Tokens deck. I like the addition that Ralvar's Reinforcement gives you. Obviously, Fable is a super busted card. Narset Enlightened Exile, giving everything prowess, just gives you ways to kill your opponent out of absolutely nowhere, which I think is really relevant and very, very good. So I think there's some sort of deck that can be had here. Not sure if 7 of these 1-drops is exactly where you want to be, but you do kind of need to start doing stuff early in the game in Standard. But interesting build for sure. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Please suggest different cards you would want to play for this build, because like I said, I'm not set on this build at all. I think these are definitely some of the cards you could play in a build like this. The power, I think, is actually there in this deck to be not the highest tier of archetypes, but maybe tier 2, a tier 2 deck where you can win games in the ladder. If you play tight, you can get to Mythic. I think it could be that style of deck. I just think we need to hone it in, tune it a little bit. So looking from help from the comments to sort of do that, because I don't think I've exactly found it here. So looking forward to what you guys have suggestions for. But in the meantime, as you can see, this deck wins as well. I mean, you do have powerful spells. You just have wedding announcements you resolve, and invasions of new Phyrexias, and you can spell pierce, and you can time your spells correctly, and put your opponent on the back foot and take over games that way too. But you have the tools to still win a lot of games with this build, even if it's not what I think will be the optimal build in the future as this new set sort of percolates through Standard. But yeah, looking forward to what y'all have, and as always, until next time, wherever you are, whenever you are, have a magical day.